Hello, everybody. How are we doing on a Saturday on the 4th of January? And last time I tried to do a stream, it didn't go so well. The audio, I don't know what was going on. And so yeah, it was a disaster. I tried twice, and yeah, the audio was just not working. So let's just get into it, straight to it. Um, I'll go back and watch it if the audio is not working right. If you're watching live and if it's doing it, please let me know so I can stop it immediately. So let's get into it. I know I said about like 5 times already, but I hope everybody had a good New Year's. Hope everybody's safe. And it was a blast for me. Hopefully it was a blast for you. So yeah, first game, Texas, Arizona State. Texas took it away, 39-31, and 2 overtimes, which had some controversy. And I'll definitely get into it later. But next game after that was Ohio State, Oregon. Completely just irrelevant of Oregon. 41-21. Ohio State takes a W there. Penn State, Boise State, 31-14 in favor of Penn State. Then Notre Dame won 23-10 against Georgia. And then the semifinals, January 9th, Texas will play Ohio State. And then Penn State will play Notre Dame on January 9th. And I'll do a prediction for both games coming up sometime later this week. And yeah, so let's just get into the first game and its controversies, because that's what we love around here. Let's just start off with the controversy. So basically, what happened is that there's this targeting right here. And if they called it, Arizona State would have won the game. By far. As you see that, the collision right there. By definition, by ruling, this is the definition of targeting. Whether you like it or not. Did he intentionally try to injure my man? No. Right here. Head-to-head contact. He's kind of looking down. But that's what happens. It's just football. But by definition, by rule, this is targeting. I don't understand why we are like twisting rules. I don't understand it. This should have been a 15-yard penalty, first down. And I'm sure Arizona would have probably won the game. And yeah, sure, it probably would have sucked if the game came down to it and it ended just like this. But if you see it and it looks exactly like what the rule says, it's a flag. By far, it's a flag. I don't understand why this was not a flag. I do not understand it. If this was a face mask, they would have thrown the penalty. If this was a horse collar, they would have thrown the penalty. If this was a hip drop tackle, they would have thrown the penalty. I don't understand why certain rules, certain plays, like targeting, it's just flip-flops. There's no definition of a clear targeting besides the ones that are clear targeting. I just don't understand. We have targeting calls that are called targeting, and it's not even a targeting. And we have clear targetings like this one that don't even get called targeting. I don't understand it. Why is this in play? Why is this in a rule book if it's not going to be enforced correctly? And I'm not saying they did it because the SEC and their bias, or whatever. I don't really, not in this case. I don't believe it. I think they just didn't want to enforce it right here because the game was literally on the line. But by far definition, this is targeting, guys. This is literally in the rulebook. This is probably the prime example of what targeting probably is. I just don't understand the enforcement of this rule sometimes. But I do want to say this, that Arizona State definitely had chances to win this game beyond this penalty, and they couldn't do it. And, yeah. Not an excuse for Arizona State, but definitely they would have won the game if they threw the penalty here. As you see right here, that Arizona State has filed a lawsuit against the college football playoff after they were denied a crucial targeting call in the Peach Bowl late against Texas. And, yeah. Because you're going to start seeing a lot of this. I mean, you saw it last year, literally. You saw the start of it last year. And if you're not getting what I'm referring to, it's Florida State. Yeah, you're going to start seeing more teams, because, I mean, it is BS. Like, the fact that wasn't called was BS. Like, let's be honest here. But Texas literally had the game won until they were messing around. I mean, it was 24-8 in the third quarter, and it felt like, the game was over. And then, Dillingham drew up some great plays. The team came back. They should have won, but defense couldn't capitalize on a 4th and 13. Left dude wide open for a touchdown, and then they threw a pick immediately starting the second overtime, and that was game. But I'm giving credit to Arizona State because, people at ESPN and Kirk Herbstreit saying that they don't belong there. I don't get it. They're a bunch of goofballs. I probably will make another video about ESPN and the SEC because it is outrageous. But enough of that, because I don't want to spoil the future video episode, whatever you want to call it. Let's just get to these stats. Quinn Ewers went 20 for 30, 322. Average was 10 yards, 3 touchdowns, a pick. Sam Levitt, he went 24 for 46, 222 yards. His average was 5, and then he had a pick. And then Cam, he threw once, 42 yards for a touchdown to Malik McClain. Right? Yeah, I think that's his name. He played at Florida State. The receiver that caught that trick play pass. And they ran another trick play with Canyon Floyd. He threw one time, 32 yards. And they had 296 total passing yards. Rushing, Wisner, 18 carries for 45 yards. Nothing there. Cam had 30 carries for 143 yards. 2 touchdowns. Sam Levitt, 13 carries for 60 yards. And the team averaged, they got 214 total yards on the ground with 2 touchdowns. Texas only rushed for 53 yards, which is insane. Kirk and ESPN won't tell you these numbers. I mean, Arizona State literally rushed for 214 yards against Texas. That's insane. Receiving wise, Cam, 8 catches, 99 yards, no touchdowns. Yep, Malik McClain, 1 catch, 42 yards for a touchdown. On Texas side, Matthew Golden, 7 catches, 149 yards, 1 touchdown. And the way this game just felt, I watched the first half, and the way things felt, it was like, yeah, this is gonna be a blowout. I mean, Texas scored within 4 plays. They only had 4 plays in the first quarter. And they scored, and then they had a punt return touchdown, and you thought, yep, the game's over. The game was over. But no, Arizona State came back. Texas almost blew it. This was gonna be my thumbnail until the Oregon game came on. This was gonna be the thumbnail, but obviously you see otherwise that I changed it. But just a horrible performance by Texas and also the SEC just as a whole. But I won't talk about that till later. But did they call it back or something? Because it's not. Oh, it's right here. Okay. Yeah, Silas Bolden had the punt return touchdown. And Bert Auburn for Texas, the kicker. What happened to Bruddy? What happened to bro? This dude missed like 3 kicks. He missed 3 kicks against in this game. I have my little headphone right here because last stream I apologize. I did delete both of them off the channel, like immediately because I was embarrassed. Like the audio was not picking up anything at all. Like it was awful. You thought it was like a 1940s television that you were watching out of, like the audio that was coming out, and that was awful. So I'm trying to be prepared for this one, and it's going good so far. So thank you guys if you're watching this live or going back through demand or whatever. But yeah, Bert Auburn, he missed like 3 kicks in this game. It was bad. Texas would have won this game without going to overtime if he would have made a kick. Not just one, he had 2. He missed 2 kicks before the end of regulation, and then it was just a horrible performance by him. But enough said with this game. Texas moves on. Arizona State, great run. This is what everybody likes about this playoffs, is that teams like Arizona State and Boise State has a chance to, it's like March Madness. We root for the Cinderella teams, and that's what I like about these playoffs. And not much more to say about this game. So I'm going to go on to the game that happened right after this game. Horrible performance by Oregon. And as you see the thumbnail of this video, this live stream, just horrible performance. Like, it looks good here now, but it was awful. 41-21, Ohio State does win, but it was 34-8 at halftime, which it literally looked like it was going to be 34-0 at halftime. Dillon Gabriel at the half had like 11 for 19, and he had like 20 yards or something. And his average was like 3 yards, which is amazingly bad. But Will Haller does go 17 for 26, 319, 3 touchdowns. Dillon Gabriel finishes with 29 for 41, 299 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Travion Henderson, 8 carries, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jordan James, 7 carries, 14 yards. Ohio State did rush for 181 yards compared to Oregon's negative 23 yards. Jeremiah Smith had his come-out party. I mean, he's had it this whole season. But everybody saw what he could do here. 7 catches, 187 yards, 2 touchdowns. And the worst thing about it, if you're a Florida State fan, is that we had him. We literally had him. We could have got him. And that's another problem with Florida State, is that we can't get guys like Jeremiah Smith or Travis Hunter. We're there. We finished second. We're runner-up. But we can never get them. And that was so irritating. A guy like Jeremiah Smith. Special dude. For Oregon, Trayshawn Holden, 7 catches, 116 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tez Johnson, his final game, 5 catches, 32 yards. Defense, Ohio State, hitting, stopping the run, pressuring Dillon Gabriel, obviously, because, he had 43 sack yardages. He had 43 sack yards. So yeah, Ohio State just definitely shut down Oregon. I did not see that coming, but games do matter. Obviously, games are not played on paper, and Ohio State is a scary team, a very scary team in this playoffs. Very scary team. If they play exactly how they played Oregon, they're gonna win it all. And I'd rather them win it than an SEC team because I'm tired of the SEC BS.